Monday Night Raw took place in Des Moines, Iowa last night, and I'd like to apologize for being a full day late. It's just I actually have a lot of pain in my mouth right now. Can barely even talk, so it's going to be tough for me to get through this review because I have a lot of pain talking. But the show happened. It was a shitty show. It was a record low rating. It was a horrible show. I heard the rating was so bad. It was the lowest show for the lowest Monday Night Raw for a non-holiday, if that's how you say it. And this is like this. We're in December, but it's not technically the holidays yet. So this is the lowest non-holiday edition of Raw. It's only going to get worse the next couple of weeks. So next week is it's taped, so it's a few days before Christmas, and then the week after it'll be really bad too, because that's around New Year's. So yeah, the ratings are in the shitter. They're in the shitter. They're horrible right now. So the show is in the home state of Seth Rollins. He comes out when he brings out the AOP with him. They come in Razor. He talks about NXT. He talks about Kevin Owens. He rips into KO. He says he did it to himself. He will impose you. He will impose his will on you, everyone in 2020, and the AOP will enforce his will. He says it might not be a popular decision, but he has a score to settle and it will be resolved tonight. He says they don't know, like he is teasing who it's going to be. They don't say it yet. And one thing that's good was Samoa Joe's on commentary with Vic Joseph and Jerry Lawler. And Vic Joseph talks about Seth Rollins, and then Joe asks who he is and talking about. He says, these guys are thugs. Don't fall for it. AOP are dangerous. And these guys have bad intentions. So Joe is really doing really well on commentary right now. I like Samoa Joe on commentary. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows come out and they talk about their match with the War Raiders. They call them out. They have a rematch. This was a surprise. So the War Raiders, what happened last night actually was, I said the War Raiders won. I thought they won, but it was a double count-out. If you go back and watch my review, it was a double count-out, and basically it was a no contest, and the War Raiders destroyed them after the match. Here, they get some redemption. Gallows and Anderson get the win. They hit a magic killer on Ivar. Erick gets knocked off the apron, so they get a big win here. Big surprise over the War Raiders, and it probably sets up... I'll probably set up the next weeks. I don't think I'll go to the Royal Rumble. They could. That's still 5 weeks, so Royal Rumble's still a long time away, but I doubt probably, maybe next couple of weeks in Raw. We'll see what happens. Vic Joseph mentions Erick Rowan and the whole stuff with what's in the thing, and Erick Rowan is interviewed by Sarah Screeber. We don't see her as much. I don't know. She doesn't have as much personality. I like Kathy and Kayla. They're very good, and Charlie's very good. But Sarah, she's new. She's just not as much personality. Erick asks Sarah if she has a family and people she cares about, someone you love and who will fight the ends of the earth. Erick tells Sarah to mind her own business, and he walks them back as we get ready. We see AJ celebrating with Gallows and Anderson backstage, and he's talking about Randy Orton and his match with him. Erick Rowan murders Dante Leon. made that mistake. Squash match. I don't know what's going to happen with Rowan. I know Harper's gone, but with Rowan, I'm not sure what they're going to do with him. The Ascension is on as well, as is Sin Cara, so we'll see what they do with some of these other guys. But with Rowan, I just don't see anything with this guy. Charlie Caruso's backstage, and she's interviewing Andrade, and Andrade is really mad. Charlie Caruso's basically asking her about what's going on with Humberto, and Andrade starts yelling in Spanish, so we don't understand what he's saying. He keeps yelling in Spanish. And then finally, Zelina Vega starts yelling at Charlie Caruso in Spanish, which was funny. She says, and she talks in English. She says, Andrade was beaten by Humberto, but it was the best thing to ever happen to him and the worst thing that ever happened to him. Now Andrade will be coming after him. She'll be wearing high heels, so Humberto will hear him coming to repent. Andrade comes back and he says this is his night. So I guess since Vince McMahon, he assumes if you're not English, you probably don't know. If you're a foreigner, you don't know English. So Andrade speaks in Spanish, and that's what they're gonna do. We're back, and Liv Morgan. We see Liv Morgan in a tub, topless. That was pretty nice. I have to say that was probably the best part of the show. But Liv Morgan's going to have a major makeover. Some people think she can be a part of the Wyatt fam, or part of the Fiend, something like that. I don't think so. I don't know what it's going to be, but We see a new improved Liv Morgan. I hope we don't get that stupid Harley Quinn knockoff anymore. I don't know what they're going to do with Liv. Maybe Ruby's coming back. Maybe you can put her and Ruby back together. Put the Riot Squad. I don't know. But this is a new Liv Morgan. So, yeah. She looked good, I have to say that. Her in the bathtub. Lashley and Lawler out. I hate this. This segment sucks. I'm going to skip that. They propose, whatever. They're married. They announced there's going to be a gauntlet match, number one contender for the U.S. title. You have Ricochet, you have Akira Tozawa, you have Humberto Carrillo, you have R-Truth, you have Matt Hardy, and you have Andrade. The winner gets a title shot with the United States champion. It was Rey Mysterio. And here you go. You have the gauntlet match. First, you have R-Truth against Akira Tozawa. They go on for a while. Decent matchup here. Akira Tozawa eventually gets the win after R-Truth misses a scissor kick, so Tozawa advances. And as soon as R-Truth loses, the 24/7 title goes back in advance. All the jobbers come out and chase him away. Tozawa against Ricochet, we know is winning this. Ricochet gets the win here. Decent matchup. Ricochet is very good, so is Akira. Matt Hardy against Ricochet, I think it's obvious Ricochet wins here. Decent match. They went back and forth. Hardy's really old, but Ricochet with the win here after he gets a roll up, and you go to Ricochet and Humberto. Here is where Humberto starts to take control. Zelina Vega makes her way to the ring as we go to commercial, and she's setting up. And as I always say, Zelina Vega is looking great, but last night she looked smoking hot. She always looks good, but damn, she is just great. What a Aleister Black's a lucky bastard. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Humberto eventually eliminates Ricochet, and you have the last one. You have Andrade against Humberto in this match, and this was strange how this ended. Andrade just jumps him right away. He just beats him up, and he just hammerlocks. He rips the mats off, and he gives him a hammerlock DT skull first into the ground. Just brutal, vicious one. Rey Mysterio comes out. He makes his way to the ring and gets Andrade to leave, so Mysterio makes the save for him, and Andrade and Zelina escape through the crowd, but damage was done. I guess Humberto wins now, I assume, right? And they show him being stretchered to the back, so we'll see what they do now. Seth Rollins comes out, and he has Ray steel pipe along with Akam and Razor. They gotta go after Ray. Ray tries to fight them off. They beat down Ray. Ray's down, and Seth eventually hits the block out to Ray, takes him out. They walk in the back, and Charlie Cross asks why they attacked him. He says he is a leader, he leads by example. He's a score to settle, and he settled it, and he will challenge Rey Mysterio for the U.S. title next week. Randy Orton says tonight he faces AJ Styles, the former champ. That's the match we're getting. We see a video package for Deonna Purrazzo. She says everyone will tap the same way. She's excited to show herself off, so we have her on the main roster. I guess Deonna Purrazzo. Asuka faces her. Kairi Sane's out because she has a concussion, so that makes sense why she was so bad. I like Kairi, but she was fucking horrendous in that TLC match. But she had a concussion early on. It makes perfect sense. I have sympathy for her now. I feel bad for her. She got a bad concussion. I don't know when it was. It could have been when she messed up that elbow against Becky, but she got a concussion. That's why the match was a disaster. And Becky was off too. But yeah, that was we know what happened. Asuka, Kairi is not wrestling, thankfully, and she's accompanies Asuka for a match with Deonna. They have a good match. I like Deonna. They did back and forth. Deonna tried to fight off Asuka, but eventually Asuka gets the Asuka lock and gets the win. So Asuka with the win, but a nice showing for her. Charlie Caruso interviews Becky Lynch, and Becky is mad because she cannot beat Asuka. She says the WWE is protecting her because she's the golden goose now, and she wants eventually to prove herself to Asuka. She says they thought they were burying her, but they were protecting her. They know she's the golden goose, and she does not have a shield against Asuka, and she says she needs to face her. Asuka has her number. She beat her last year at TLC. She beat her at the Royal Rumble, and this year at TLC. So she says she needs to prove something to herself, and she challenges her. So Becky Asuka at the Royal Rumble, I think that's pretty obvious. I think Becky gets her win back for sure. Ray cuts a promo backstage. I think it's with Sarah or one of them. Says he has no problem facing Andrade for the belt. He cuts a promo on Seth and challenges him. He accepts it. So main event's Orton and AJ. Decent matchup here. Goes on for a while. it went on. It was a good matchup. These two have a rematch from WrestleMania. I thought, the WrestleMania match was kind of supporting this shit. This was okay, though. Rowan gets one RKO after the match. Gallows and Anderson make their way to the ring to attack Rowan. Erick and Ivar, however, make the save. And they get revenge. So it happens where AJ attacks Gallows and Ivar, and they hit the magic killer on Erick, actually, so they take him out. They hit it earlier on Ivar, now they hit him on Erick, so OC stands tall, and that sets up probably a 6-man tag something next week, and they taped Raw right after, so I'll give you my review for next week's tape show next week.